Hi, I'm Debbie Chronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm glad you're joining me today. You can find me at stampwithdeb.com. Let's get started. I have a really fun project for you today. This is the project that I have for you today. Isn't that adorable? It's using the new owl that is in the Sale-a-Bration Catalog, and it is a tunnel card. So when this goes in the envelope, it flattens down either one way or the other. You could put something down here, it'd be cute. And that way, it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so that when it goes in the envelope, it now becomes 5 1/2. It's actually not even 5 1/2, it's 5 1/4. So I thought it was so cute. I wanted to make a tunnel card, but they, to me, every time I tried it, it was a nightmare. So I watched a video by Susan Campfield that made it so easy. And she used the same DSP, but she decorated it differently. So let's get started. I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 11, and I have scored it at 4 1/4, 5 1/4, here, 9 1/2, and 10 1/2. And all of these measurements will be on my blog. And then I have 2 pieces of basic white. Those are for the inside. And those are scored at 5 inches. Cut at 5 inches by 4 1/4. And they're scored at 3/8. But what I did is, because left-handed scoring at 3/8 is kind of hard to do, or right-handed scoring, you're holding your paper and dragging over it. I scored it at 4 5/8 instead on each end. So I scored it at 4 5/8, turned it, and scored it at 4 5/8. So that made it easier. And I have 2 of those. And then I have 3 pieces of designer series paper. This designer series paper is called Dandy Designs, I believe is what it's called. It's a huge pack of DSP. And I believe it is in the Sale-a-Bration. It is. So it is absolutely free with a $100 order. So it's going to be a fun pack to use. These are 3 of the papers that I took. These were also out of the Dandy Designs packet. You can see the 3 colors here. So these are the 3 that I chose for this one. So I'm going to start with my front, and this is going to be the front. And I'm going to glue this. Now, this is the one that has the 2 scoring lines over here. So this is going to be the front for my, my card. So I'm going to attach this to the front, and by just putting some glue around the very edges, maybe. Okay, so I know it's going to happen. I'm going to get a big blob. There we go. And so I'm just going to go around the edges, because when I cut this out, there'll be a circle that's left over, and it would be nice to be able to use that for something else. And then I'm just going to center this on those score lines. So there's a score line here, a score line here, 1 here, and 1 here. So I'm going between on that 4 1/4 inch area that's in there. Okay, and then the next one I'm going to do is going to be the one with the stars, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to attach that to one of my 4 1/4 by 5. It's hard not to go in the center. I'm so used to going right in the center. And I'm just going to center it between my score lines on the top and bottom. And then I have a piece of the real pale. I would say it's coral. What? Not coral. Calypso coral. I knew it would come. Okay. And there we are. Okay, now let's pull in the die cut machine. Hoping I'm up high enough that you guys will be able to see. So I'm going to start with first of all, putting a little dot on the back of my cards here. So this one, I'm going to say this is the top right here. And on this one, I'm going to say this is the top. Okay, just so that I know, because I found that there is a difference. If I'm off a little bit, then it makes it look strange. So we're going to start with, and I'm using the Stylish Shapes dies. And I'm going to start with I guess I have to open the other half of the machine, huh? I'm going to start with the largest circle. And I've used every other one. So I started with the largest. Let me just show you. So this one was the largest one here. And then I just went down and left that one, took the next one, left that one, took the next one. So I'm going down in size. So I'm going to start with this one. And I know something that I forgot. No, right here. I'm going to take a sticky note. And once I've got this centered, it's as close to centered as I'm going to put it, I am going to put that down and then just run this through. Okay, now. I'm going to take this out, put my note off here, and onto that. So you can see now I have these two pieces that I could use for something else. Pretty cool, huh? So, and it's stuck to the cardstock. So now for the next one, this is my top over here because the two score lines are here. So for the next one, this is my top. I'm going to put it to the right so I know where I'm going. I'm going to line up these two circles, these two score lines. So I'm lining up my two score lines with the wrong score lines. Okay, line them up here. So I'm lining them up here, this score line with the score line that's on that. So if I get them lined up, and then I'm just going to flip that in there, and I'm going to take the next size circle down, place it in the center. So I'm using my this one for my guide. I'm going to tear off part of that. So I'm going to place it here, and then I'm going to remove this one because I don't want to cut on that one, and I don't want to leave it in there because it makes it hard to go through the machine. Okay, and then I'm just going to go through again. Sorry about the shaking. That's what happens when you use the machine on the table. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing once again, only though this one's even easier because I'm going to find my top, which is there, and find my top, which is here. So if one of them's wrong, they're all going to be wrong, and it'll be okay. They'll all line up the same way. Okay, and then what is that piece? This is going to go right in here, just to hold that. Remove this one, and then I'm going to die cut once again. Okay. And we are done with our machine. And we have our inserts here. Okay, so let's just make sure that I have it top side up, and then this one. Okay, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and then I'm going to furnish these score lines. Like that. Okay, now this is what was blue in. This made such a difference in putting it together. the next step, not this one. Okay. All right. Now, so what I'm going to do is find my top, and this one, and I recommend you use the liquid glue on this because it will hold better and it gives you a little bit of flexibility. And so this one, right side up, front, this is going to go to the front. So this one is going to get glued right along here. And then I'm going to place it right there. Just like that. So it's nice and straight. I want to make sure that it's straight all the way. It lines up with the front, even on this edge down here. Okay. And then I'm going to fold that over and find my top glue, my top dot. I'm going to put glue on this side, the left side. We will go to the other side eventually. And I'm going to line that up and just put it right to the edge of that previous one. Just like that. Okay, now. So these should come even here. And when I fold this over, it should come just like that. Okay. So then I'm going to take and before I do this, I want to see. I wonder if I put something upside down. Okay, we're going to glue this in. So I'm going to put my glue here. And here. And then I'm just going to fold this right down and it's going to go right on top. And those are going to be right in place. That was what was such a nightmare before. Now when you fold this up to glue that down, everything goes into line. I think I got something off here. I think I turned something upside down. Which is really easy to do. But it still looks good. Okay, so I'm going to glue this closed. I just put that down in the top. It should all glue into place. And I know it's off, but when you open it up, when it comes up, it's fine. For some reason, this one is giving me a little bit of a problem. And it's so sweet, even if it is off center. So when it closes down to this one, I don't know what I did wrong. It's just off a little bit. I may have gotten a little bit to the left on that particular circle, but it's okay. So then I have Silly Goose. I'm going to put her right here in the center. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on her feet. And attach her right there. There we go. Now, when she goes down, she still says thanks. And when she comes up, and I could put something behind her. So much. Thank you very much for joining me today. You'll find all the instructions at stampwithdeb.com.